think they're done sideboarding, so they're just shuffling up for game 2.
I can't help but think that Adam will probably choose to play first.
Yeah,
Even if only to stop Hamish jinxing.
only to stop a first turn drop from Hamish. There are very few instances in Standard where you choose to go on the draw.
Yes. Some of the mill decks perhaps.
Maybe the mill decks.
Extra card.
Yeah.
But only if you know you're in the mirror.
I think it's really only like Dredge and stuff that you're going to sit and see in like Legacy and Modern there. They'll sit there and go, you can have the draw. And it's almost telling them what you're playing. So, yeah, you can have the draw. You can have the play. So it's Dredge then.
Making use of that additional cardless discard outlet.
Yeah. Oh, look, I've drawn. I can't play anything. I shall discard.
Oh no, it was a Golgari Grave Troll. I was hoping to cast that.
So, I think we're about ready to get going. We're still shuffling. Adam's doing a very sort of detailed shuffle, unless he's mulliganed. I can't remember seeing him mulligan.
I don't think he has done.
Hold on.
Okay, looks like we're resetting the stream here to give a bit of a faster update of the frames.
Yeah, we were having some issues with the tracking. Yeah, it was getting a bit jumpy from time to time. So, because this zombie deck was the one that was this the one we saw or went last week to the top, or is it one just as built similar?
This is the same guy with what looks like the same deck who made the top 2 of PTQ in London last week. Previous record-breaking tournament in the UK, but surpassed by today.
Surpassed by us. Okay, so we'll see if the streaming's back up. It should be loading up soon. Hopefully for a slightly more smooth frame rate, so we get a nicer sort of viewing for it. We've got yay a troll. Oh, we've got a troll in on our Twitch chat. By the way, if you've got any questions on the Twitch chat that you want to ask us, or discussions that you want to talk about in relation to Standard or any of the formats, right? Then by all means ask us away, and we will try and answer them as best we can. Make me one. No. Okay. No mods.
We apologise for the technical issues. It seems to be coming
up now. Right, we're in. So Hamish has got a Stromkirk Noble in play.
He does. And it looks like he Pillar of Flamed a Bloodthrone Vampire.
Yeah, and we've got in play a Gravecrawler.
We do.
Unfortunately, that's not going to stop the Stromkirk.
It's not. It's not a human.
It's not a human.
But it also can't
and it can't block. Is my name actually Bear? No, my name's not actually Bear. My parents aren't that cruel. But my real name is Ben, but everyone just calls me Bear. Shame. It is a shame. So we had a Shred Freak come in, which swang in, but the Stromkirk got killed. It got tragically slipped before it got a chance to do any damage.
How tragic.
How tragic, how quaint. So we've got a Gravecrawler in. I assume that the 2 caverns are going to be zombie and vampire.
Perhaps.
Unless there's going to be like a sneaky sort of squirrel name mentioned in there, possibly.
I doubt that you need to do encounterability, but the extra black mana may help.
Yeah, it might help with things like that.
Okay, so that looks like another Bloodthrone Vampire.
Yeah.
So as soon as he gets another zombie on the field, he'll be able to start sacrificing the Bloodthrone.
Certainly will.
And bringing back...
Ooh.
We've got...
It certainly is. Is it staying on the field, though?
Looks like Adam's taking 4 mana to effectively counter it.
And we have... Oh! That's a nice one.
5, and Adam can't currently block it. Although a second Tragic Slip would be pretty good here.
He's got a cavern, he can't use it.
That's true. It is not a vampire or a zombie.
And currently, he still can't block it with creatures on the field because the Gravecrawler can't block. So they might as well come swinging in and race it.
It looks as though he's not going to be adding a third because he's swung in with the vampire.
Yeah. So he's got 1 card in hand. And hopefully for him, it won't be removal. Well, hopefully for Hamish it won't be removal.
Yeah, so he's currently going on a 2-turn clock. I can't help but think that the cards in his hand may bring it to a 1-turn clock.
Yeah,
It could
you've
be
got to
very
think
close to the
with
end
three
of the
mana.
match.
Oh, he's going to come in. Is it going to swing alone? It
Looks like
is.
he's coming in for 5. The
It's
victim of
the
night.
victim of night deals with it.
So things are looking up for Adam here.
We have.
Another
Oh no,
attack.
that's the
Oh,
Frostburn
it's a
Weird.
Frostburn Weird.
He's brought the Weird in.
So he'll be able to block the Gravecrawler all day
It
long.
certainly can.
And as the board state is at the moment, he'll be able to block the Vampire as well, as it can't get up to 4 power. So Adam's
True.
passed the turn. And it's just
Now,
going next hand.
wouldn't this be another one for another Madcap? Oh no.
And he's swinging in, representing anything from a 1-4 to a 4-1.
It's going to be a 3-2.
3-2.
That's 3 damage
So
coming.
dodging Tragic Slip, but still dealing as much damage as he can.
Certainly. And he's got the 2 mana still left open.
He does. And he's got another play.
So that's either telling on a spear or he's got a Stromkirk Noble.
Okay.
That's a nice one. So now he's got two responses.
Adam's got 2 cards in hand, yeah. He's having a think, and it looks like he's set to go.
Oh, no. Well, the Gravecrawler might as well go, because he's either going to take a Stromkirk with him,
Which I think Adam will be perfectly happy to do here.
or
Oh,
well, he
it doesn't
can't.
matter.
Yeah, or it doesn't matter. He can't block with it anyway, so he might as well swing with the Gravecrawler.
Yep.
Hamish was more than happy to take the 2. So he's in Hellrider. He's in Hellrider Manor.
Yes. It's like he's...
No, Ash Zealot comes in.
Ash Zealot particularly
That's
effective
nice.
against the Gravecrawler combo.
That is a very nice card to hit.
Plus the first strike doesn't hurt.
Well,
So Hamish is swinging in with all his creatures here.
yep. Now, what do you stop the Stromkirk now, or
I think
do you
he
chu-
has- I think
do you
he has
chump
to
the Ash
chump-
Zealot?
I think he has to block the...
Do you hit the Ash Zealot
Frostburn Weird, yeah.
and sack
And
the
save
Gravecrawler to block it, keep it?
I think he has to block the Frostburn Weird and save as much damage as he can. Because otherwise he'll be dead next turn.
Well, the others are taking. That's made this a bit more easier. So that's
Yeah,
3,
so
4,
that's
5,
currently
6.
6
That's
damage.
game. If he can't answer it, it's game.
So...
He's got to have some
Adam
removal in hand.
block here.
Or maybe he's showing the game, so he has to block with the Vampire. Maybe he just wants to get the Vampire off the field.
If he doesn't have a play in hand, there's absolutely no reason for him not to pump here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's the slip, which kills the Stromkirk. Oh!
Second
Double slip!
That was the slow roll. So he decided not to block the Ash Zealot there and save
Well, so
the
the Zealot
Blood
goes.
Vampire.
The Zealot takes it to 4. It's still a very good position for Hamish at the moment.
It is. He's got a creature in play that's very hard to block.
So yeah, the Gravecrawler is coming through. That's a given, and it's going to do 2.
Yeah. So Hamish's life total is steadily ticking down here. Now, the
You want-
Bloodthorn Vampire could block and survive this turn if he's
Like I said-
the Gravecrawler.
This is screaming from imminent Hellrider at some point. It's got to be
Hellrider
some,
would be good here.
It's got to be something Adam's dreading at this point.
So he's not decided to offer the trade of Ash Zealot for Gravecrawler here.
That looks to be 3 mana. It is a Geralf's Messenger.
So Hamish's life total is rapidly dwindling.
It
But
is.
Adam can't attack with the Gravecrawler.
He has the first striker as a blocker though.
He does.
Now it's a question whether the Vampire comes through. It's not. He's passing the turn by the sounds of it.
So Bloodthorn Vampire could deal a lot of damage
Oh
by
yes.
sacrificing the Drows Messenger twice to give itself +4/+4 and triggering the Drows Messengers onto the battlefield ability a second time.
Yeah. And he is. Oh, he's really in turmoil about this one, isn't he?
He is a conflicted player right here.
It's certainly a very viable play to do. We can't really see what his last card is. You got to think he's running low on removal. He's pretty much used all his tragic
So,
slips,
if
and
he
he's already
has-
used a victim.
Yeah.
So
So if he attacks, it goes unblocked. He sacrifices the Gravecrawler and the Dross Messenger twice, which is exactly 9.
yeah,
So Hamish has got to be
so
blocking
he has
everything,
to block it.
which means that he doesn't have to sacrifice everything after all, and he gets his opponent's board clear.
True.
So Adam seems to be forcing the issue here.
I think it's what you've got to do. You've got to put pressure on him and just hope
Yeah.
that he doesn't top deck a Hellrider.
Yeah.
Hellrider wins this game.
Any haste creature off the top is going to be bad news for Adam.
Yeah.
So he sacrificed the Dross Messenger.
So he loses the 2.
His Bloodthorn Vampire survive and dealing another 2 to Hamish.
Yes. So Hamish takes 2. And ooh,
Yep.
he scoops.
So that goes to 1 game.
It's going to go to game 3. Is Hellrider related to Flowrider? They're both gangsters. They're just both keeping it real. We've finally got through all the bear puns. It took a while, but they got through them all. Just barely. Yeah, that's right. Really, guys.
I'm speechless.
There are few words to
The puns have dazzled.
the puns have rendered me speechless. So yeah, if you've got any questions or any sort of queries or topics that you want to discuss or want us to discuss about the games that are going on or about Standard or Magic in general, feel free to put them down. We will do our best to answer them as best we can as we go into game 3. So do you think Adam seems to be again looking at his sideboard a lot? Do you think he's going to be changing his deck around a lot?
I think it's possible. They've both doing a bit more of each other's decks now, so Adam's seen that he's maybe all in on the Madcap skills a bit.
Yeah.
I want to bring in a bit more spot removal to get those 2-for-1s and slow his opponent down. Hamish has additionally seen a bit more graveyard interaction from his opponent with the Dross Messenger, Bloodthorn Vampire, so he may be bringing in the Tormod script.
Yeah.
I can't imagine either of them saw very much of each other's decks during game 1.
No, I think that was just a very sort of quick flash game, and I think that one was the more sort of ideal, sort of seeing what your opponent's playing more. I don't think Adam had any sort of mind against the idea that he was playing against a red aggro deck.
Yeah.
That was always going to be the red. He was
Yeah.
especially after seeing the first one.
I'm getting red decked, he's thinking, but now he knows exactly what flavour of red.
Yeah, I think he's fairly sure at this point it's going to be a mono red deck, so he's not having to worry about other colours being there to sort of cause the issues. Hamish probably has got the idea now that it's a zombie-based deck up with a lot of sack engines. So
he's surely got an idea now of just how much of a potential the zombie deck's got for comeback.
yeah, because there he really sort of pulled it back quite
To
impressively.
be completely dead. When
Yeah.
he started, he was slow rolling 2 tragic slips in hand, which was huge.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
then after that, a lot of damage just came out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, it was such a quick sort of instant thing, wasn't it? It really sort of hit home really
If the
fast.
zombies deck's got any sort of board presence, there's usually about 500 lines of play with different amounts of damage.
Yeah.
And that just shows that Adam really knows his deck inside out to be able to get to the PTQ finals last week.
Oh yeah, you can see how the deck has that ability to come back and has that answer to hit home and do well against a lot of decks.
Which I'm sure has taken a lot of his opponents by surprise.
Yeah.
They think they got the game stitched up and suddenly they're looking at their life total and it's not higher than 0 anymore.
No. Well, it's also the fact that it's not just put zombies down, swing with zombies. It's got those extra things in it to sort of work around various ideas.
Bloodthorn Vampire is the all-star of the deck.
Oh yeah, you can see
It's
it.
such an innocuous card.
Yeah.
1/1 for 2 with a sacrifice effect. It seems bad, but then when it's hitting you for 9, 11, 13 damage.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a really good use of it. I saw it was an Immortal Servitude deck where all the creatures were 2 costs. Just had an army of 2-cost creatures. Immortal Servitude, for those who don't know, is 3 hybrid mana of white and black, and then an X cost. And you bring back from your graveyard all creatures with converted mana cost X.
So if you're filling your graveyard up with
2-cost creatures,
converted mana cost,
yeah.
I imagine you're
So
going to
you-
get quite the value out of that.
Oh yes. So you're paying 5 mana to return all your 2-cost creatures, and that is a very quick start.
It is. Took
That's a
us by surprise.
Stormkirk and a Ash Zealot hitting home already.
Okay, against Adam's Digraph Ghoul.
And that's already put Adam on the back foot a little bit.
Yeah. So Digraph Ghoul can block here.
Yeah, it can block
Next turn, if he blocks, it will likely trade with
the Stormkirk.
Stormkirk Noble, unless Hamish produces a Madcap.
Oh, that'd be a lovely thing to see.
And it looks like Adam's
Well, he's
airing about a second Digraph Ghoul here. I can imagine that maybe he's got a Bloodthorn Vampire in hand that he's considering playing instead.
possibly got a Tragic Slip still in hand, so he blocks one, takes the other out.
This is a second Ash Zealot.
Oh, this is a clever move here by Hamish. He's
He's leaving the Stormkirk Noble back. He doesn't want to offer the trade. So he's putting Adam on the chump or take 4 option.
So yeah, Adam is, I believe, taking the hit, which takes him down to 13.
Can't be profitable to throw away his creatures.
No, which leads me to think he might not have the Tragic, if that's the case.
Possible.
He's leaving the mana open for it. He's got the Blood Artist. Yep.
So now trades will be a little more profitable for him, or just straight trump.
This is unless the red deck has any form of removal.
Oh, he's hit third land.
And as such, the Pillar of Flame hits home.
For the Blood Artist.
Well, you wouldn't target really anything else, would you, in this situation? And that is gone forever. And because it's exiled, you don't get the triggered effect. So he won't lose any life, and Adam, importantly, won't gain any life. And it didn't die either, so it won't trigger Tragic Slip.
I believe not.
So the Zealots will still hit home and still be a bad block for him.
Okay, so it looks like Adam's going to double block here, take 2, and trade one of his Digraph Ghouls for one of the Ash Zealots.
Yeah, I can see that. And 2 still goes through, so he's down to 11.
Resolve, and then normal damage resolves and kills the Ash Zealot. And he does have the Tragic Slip.
He does.
Adam's running a lovely deck here with a lot of full art lands.
Oh yeah.
Promos.
Gotta love the unhinged stuff. That is the High Priest.
Looks like.
Skurdak High Priest. And a Gravecrawler. It's the promo Gravecrawler.
Looks like.
Has Hamish got an answer to it? The High Priest is the one that spits out tokens.
Yes.
The big demon tokens. That's a madcap skill.
That is a madcap skill. He does have 2 creatures that can block.
One is a Gravecrawler. It can't block.
He does have 2 creatures that can block, so that would effectively make that Stormkirk Noble unblockable.
A 5/2 now?
It looks like.
Yeah, because it.
It's still the same.
Oh no, it was.
That hit turn 1, is it? No.
Oh no, it must have been dealt with before.
Well, the important fact is it puts Adam down to 7.
Yes. And it's above Tragic Slip phase, so unless he keeps stuff definitively back to block it.
Or if he keeps a sacrifice outlet.
True.
So
Well, the Gravecrawler swings. That was a given there. He hasn't got a sack outlet yet, though.
He doesn't. So I think if I was Adam, I'd be happy to trade those 2 creatures for the Stormkirk Noble, but then
wow,
he gets added into the
that is a painful.
So he's going to be down to 5 before any blocks even
Yep.
happen.
So he's down to 5. So there's the result of that coming through. He has to block the Stormkirk. He has to, or else it's game over. Yeah, it has to be a double block. So that is a nice trade for Hamish there. So that's putting him down to 2. So any form of removal in Hamish's deck wins him this game.
That's assuming that Adam even can make a blocker this turn.
Yeah, he has to play another creature. He's only got a Gravecrawler.
He does.
He has to hit something else. He's only got 2 cards in his hand. Is it 2? No, he's got 3. 3 cards in hand. And he has to be able to play a creature that isn't a Gravecrawler. Yep. Or a Digraph Ghoul, because that comes in tapped. Or a Giraffe's Messenger, and that is it!
So Hamish wins.
Mono Red powers through and wins 2-1, beating a finalist of last week.
Yep.
Wow,
It
look at
turns out if
that.
you're quick enough, it doesn't matter how many
Yeah.
zombies they've got.
Doesn't matter how many zombies you've got, if you are fast enough to beat through them, you will beat through them every time. And Hellrider is a dirty, dirty card.
I think any game where Red resolves a Hell Rider is suddenly much more likely for them to
Yeah,
win.
you are going to struggle if you resolve a Hellrider and don't have a way of immediately getting rid of it.
Yep.
It is a painful card to come up against. So yeah, that's an interesting that one.
Yep.
It was a good
We
matchup.
didn't see any sideboard cards from either player, so
No,
it
we
could be
we,
that
we
we've
really
got kept that
no, we saw the
game.
Frostburn weird in game 2.
Oh, we did, yes.
But other than that, we didn't see any of the other sideboards.